हेलो। 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 Yes, can you all hear my voice? Anybody respond? వాయిస్ వినపడతా ఉందా?
Sir,
Yes, before starting, just check your signal strength so that sit in a place where you are having good signal strength so that there is no interruption, video or audio. Yes. So I hope my audio is clear to all of you. Just once again confirm anybody, Sham, Tarak, Mary. Okay, right. Yeah, so let us continue. Hope the others also will join soon. Let me share that slide. Yes, I hope you all of you can see the slide. Slide కనపడతా ఉంది అందరికి.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon to all of you. So, like in our last class, we were discussing about the respiration chapter, in which we till now we discussed the what is respiration, the types of respiration, and in aerobic respiration, just all the four steps in detail. That is the glycolysis, link reaction, Krebs cycle, and the electron transport system. Yes. So, if you look at the balance sheet here, so this is the first reaction where glycolysis that occurs in cytoplasm, where glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. How many ATPs we are getting is direct ATPs, we get 2 ATPs. Yes. And how many NADH are produced? 2 NADH are produced. Yes. And from 1 NADH to electron transport, we are getting 3 ATPs. Therefore, we are getting 2 NADH means 2 into 3, that gives rise to 6 ATP. Yes, here is written 2 ATPs depending upon the shuttle system. Now, what is this shuttle system? I will just explain to this slide. Now, in the second, this thing, formation of acetyl CoA, that is the link reaction. So here in this direct ATPs, 0 ATPs are produced, 2 NADH are produced, and each NADH gives rise to 3 ATPs, means 2 into 3, 6 ATPs are produced. And in the third reaction, that is the Krebs cycle, we are getting 2 direct ATPs and we are getting 6 NADH and 2 FADH2. Yes. So each NADH gives rise to 3 ATPs. 6 into 3, we get 18 ATPs here. and one FADH2 gives rise to 2 ATPs, means 2 into 2, 4 ATPs. So overall we are getting, if you see here, total ATPs, we are getting 4 ATPs directly, one from glycolysis, one from, so 2 from glycolysis, 2 from Krebs side. And here we are getting 6 ATPs from glycolysis, 6 ATPs from link reaction, 6 plus 6, 12, and 4 ATPs from FADH, 12 plus 4, 16, and 18 ATPs from NADH. So 16 plus 18, we are getting 34 ATPs. So 4 plus 34, yes, it is 38 ATPs. But here, in some cases, it is 36 ATPs. So that depends upon the type of aerobic respiration. That is, depending upon the type of shuttle. Now, what is this shuttle system is? There are two shuttle systems. Yes, one is MA shuttle, another one is GP shuttle. Yes. Now, what is this MA shuttle means? It is malate aspartate shuttle. Now, here, if you see, just now where this malate aspartate shuttle we can see is, other than plants, we can find it in organs like heart, kidney, and there are other organs where you can find this MA shuttle, malate aspartate shuttle, where it produces overall 38 ATPs as net ATPs produced in aerobic. Now, what is this MA shuttle means? You see here there is cytoplasm, and this is outer membrane, outer mitochondrial membrane. Okay, this part, and this part is perimitochondrial space, and this part is inner mitochondrial space. Yes, the outer mitochondrial space, perimitochondrial space, this inner mitochondrial space, and this part is the matrix. So this is mitochondria, this whole region, and this is the cytoplasm. Now what happens here is, look here, here oxaloacetic acid is present in the cytoplasm. Now what happens here in this malate aspartate shuttle is, this oxaloacetic acid gets converted into malic acid by utilizing NADPH, which gets converted to NAD. So here, what happens here is, this malic acid from cytoplasm enters into mitochondria, it passes through the perimitochondrial space, intermitochondrial space, and ultimately reaches the matrix. Now, this malic acid, it undergoes a reduction reaction, and oxaloacetic acid is here. So NAD plus is converted into H2, where this NADH2 will enter the ETS system, whereby from one NADH we are getting 3 ATPs. Yes, so this is occurring by electron transport system. Now this oxaloacetic acid, it gets converted into aspartic acid. And this aspartic acid from here, mitochondrial matrix, again it goes back to, it is released back to cytoplasm. Now this aspartic acid coming from matrix region of mitochondria to cytoplasm again gets converted into oxaloacetic acid. Yes. So this is how this whole thing goes about in case of malate emission. Yes, let us bucket shuttle, whereby the total net ATPs produced are 38 ATPs. Yes, this is from MA shuttle. Now, what is this GP shuttle? GP shuttle is glycerol phosphate shuttle. This shuttle is mostly seen in light muscle cells and even brain cells. Yes. Now, the total ATP gain, net gain of ATP from this GP shuttle is 36 ATPs. Now, the same figure here, cytoplasm is there, outer mitochondrial space, brain, the mitochondrial space, the inner mitochondrial space in matrix. What happens here is the first substrate, that is the dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is produced from where? It is produced from glucose. Yes. So glucose converted into fructose 6 phosphate glycolysis. Now this fructose 6 phosphate is converted to fructose 1,6 biphosphate. This fructose 1,6 biphosphate gives rise to dihydroxyacetone phosphate, glyceride 3 phosphate. So this is how we get dihydroxyacetone phosphate, where these two are isomers. Glyceride 3 phosphate and dihydroxyacetone. So here what happens here is this dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is present in the cytoplasm, it undergoes reduction and glycerol P is formed, where NADH2 gets converted into NAD, the glycerol phosphate is formed. This glycerol phosphate will pass through the outer membrane of matrix through the perimitochondrial space and ultimately reaches the inner mitochondrial space. Now this inner mitochondrial space, where this glycerol phosphate, it gets converted out back to dihydroxyacetone phosphate by another reduction reaction where FAD is converted to FADH2. Yes? And this FADH2, from each FADH2 we get 2 ATPs. Okay. Now this dihydroxyacetone phosphate will go back from here to the cytoplasm. Okay. Like this GP shuttle goes. Now here what you remember is this GP shuttle only net gain of ATPs, 36 ATPs. So here in this MA shuttle we are getting 38 ATPs, and in this GP shuttle we are getting 36. That is how this variation 38. Now if you look at this figure here, left it is respiration catabolic. Earlier we discussed that this respiration what is a catabolic process. Yes, catabolic process means what? Here glucose in presence of oxygen is broken down carbon dioxide, water plus. Now that is a catabolic process where a complex material is broken down into simpler substances like carbon dioxide and water, along with energy is also released. So that is catabolic. What about the anabolic process? That is the photosynthesis, where these raw materials, simple materials, they combine utilizing the energy in the form of ATP to form what? The complex material. Now, if you look here in the respiration case here, respiration here not only is a catabolic process, but also is mentioned as amphibolic process. And what is this amphibolic process means? Here not only simple substances are produced, but there are so many intermediate products also in between. Now the respiration substrate, it may be a carbohydrate, it may be a lipid, it can be a protein, it can be anything. Okay? So whatever material is there, once it gets oxidized, so from carbohydrate we are getting dihydroxyacetone phosphate, that is glycolysis, and this at the end of glycolysis we are getting pyruvate. Now this pyruvic acid produces acetyl A. Yes, this is one. And the same pyruvic acid can produce. And these amino acids, these can be formed by proteins, or they can form proteins. The same amino acid can form pyruvate. And here, this acetyl coenzyme A forms the link reaction. This can form fatty acids. Yes. This fatty acid can again form acetyl coenzyme A. This from lipids also we are getting glycerol. Yes. So here you can see here there are so many intermediate products that are being produced between, okay, from different substrates. So that is the reason we call it as amphibolic, not as catabolic. So here in this left side figure, if you see here, starch which gets glucose with ultimately get pyruvate by series of reactions. Glycolysis, this pyruvate will produce what? Will produce acetyl coenzyme A. This acetyl coenzyme A, it can produce fatty acids. Now these fatty acids can produce what? It is related to lipids. Okay, so it can produce again glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and so on. There are again dihydroxyacetone phosphate and cellulose like material can be produced. And even the acetyl A, it can form phytohormones also. Now there are phytohormones like what? Like gibberellins, like the carotenoids, sterols, citric acid, and so on. And here, this acetyl coenzyme it enters the citric acid cycle, that is Krebs cycle, where oxaloacetate, the first substrate, get converted to aspartate. Yes, this aspartate uh, can produce proteins also. Yes, this pyruvate also can produce alanine. So these can also produce proteins. Okay. Now here, this phosphoenol pyruvate which can produce shikimic acid. This shikimic acid can produce tryptophan, pyroxene, can produce alkaloids, flavonoids. At the same time, here if you see Krebs cycle, where this can produce glutamate, that produces protein, can produce other amino acids, it can produce here the photosynthetic pigments like the chlorophyll, phycobilins, phytochromes, okay, cytochromes. So these sort of pigments. So like that you can see here there are so many intermediate products that are produced in this. That's the reason respiration is also called as anaerobic. But now we saw yesterday the anaerobic respiration, where anaerobic respiration occurs in two steps: glycolysis, fermentation. Glycolysis, glucose is getting converted into pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid, second step, that is the fermentation step. Two types of fermentations used, where the first one is the alcohol fermentation. Now, how does this alcohol fermentation happen? See here, glucose is the substrate where it gets converted to pyruvate through glycolysis. It is now this pyruvate it gets converted to acetyl. So this acetaldehyde, that is pyruvate amide decarboxylation, pyruvate decarboxylase, whereby it releases carbon dioxide, and this is occurring with the help of what? With the help of yeast. Yes. So yeast, the other type of fungi, say, where this yeast will undergo this undergo decarboxylation reaction. That is the reason where the bakery industry, all the bakery products are produced by this process, where current carbon dioxide is released and the wheat flour that is used here, it becomes fluffy and swells. And that is how the soft nature of the bread and butter. once in that bakery items is one thing. Other thing is that this acetaldehyde now oxidation reduction reaction where NADH is changed to NAD+. Here, nicotinamide adenine, right? Nitrogen NAD plus and ethyl alcohol is produced. It's C2H. So the brewery industry where the so at the stage where this yeast will be filtered, okay, due to the toxic effect, all these yeast will be killed. After that, the filtration process occurs and so here, whatever NAD is produced here, yes, both the cases. So here, this NAD is circulated or used in the glycolysis. Again, this NAD which is again used here in the fermentation. So this cycle goes on. So this is the alcohol fermentation process. This is when a cell decides to undergo aerobic or anaerobic. So first thing is common, that is the glycolysis in both the cases where glucose is converted by formation of ATP and NAD. Here, after this, what happens? If at all it is present, oxygen is present here, then what happens? This pyruvate will undergo the link reaction on acetyl OE. Now, this acetyl OE the red cell where it will be producing NADH and ADH. It will go electron transport system and ultimately it is produced. That is the aerobic respiration step. This is when there is the oxygen is present. That is the aerobic respiration. What about the anaerobic respiration? There is absence of oxygen, without oxygen. Yes. So two types of fermentation can take place after glycolysis. When there is lack of oxygen, one is lactic acid fermentation. Another type of alcohol fermentation. Yes. So here, in the right side, if you see this pyruvate, whatever pyruvate is there, for decarboxylation reaction, and acetaldehyde is. Now this acetaldehyde will undergo reduction reaction to produce ethanol or ethyl alcohol, utilizing the NADH, where NAD is produced. Same way here on the left side, if you see here, without the absence of oxygen, this pyruvate will change into lactic acid. Yes, utilizing where it is. Now here, when this lactic acid is produced, so in case of human beings, when the muscles, when there is lack of oxygen, our muscles they get a lot of strain. Okay? When we continuously work, our muscles fatigue is observed. We get stressed, we get stressed out. Uh, our muscles they swell out because of the production of lactic acid due to lack of oxygen. Same is the case with the heart also. When there is a lack of proper flow, oxygen is there, then blood flow will also be affected into the heart muscle, and the pumping of blood will not occur because of because of production of lactic acid, and we get pain in the heart as well as on the left side. All the arteries will be getting blocked. So this is one of the effects. So this is about the anaerobic respiration. This three, it is left side, you can see the aerobic respiration occurring in glycolysis. All the three steps that is occurring in mitochondria, cytoplasm, and how ATPs are and how water is produced. And on the right side, we are seeing the anaerobic respiration of glycolysis, the fermentation, both process. So now coming down to the main topic, so that is the respiratory quotient, also known as RQ. What is this respiratory quotient? The respiratory quotient or RQ is a measure of ratio of carbon dioxide produced and the oxygen consumed by an organism per unit. Yes. So the respiratory quotient is a ratio. Therefore, if there it has no units. Yes. So now what is this? All the this respiration process. What is produced is we are consuming oxygen. We are carbon dioxide is released. That is produced. So if you see formula of R here, respiratory quotient equals to volume of carbon dioxide produced by volume oxygen consumed per unit. So it's the ratio, since it's a ratio, carbon dioxide, water, oxygen, so there are no units for this whatever value it is. And another thing is that this respiratory quotient, RQ value, can be measured by Ganong's respirometer instrument. Yes, that is the instrument through which we can measure the RQ values of different substances. Now, the respiratory quotient is a valuable measurement as it provides us with information regarding the nature of the substrate being used by an organism for respiration. In this process, respiration process, the food material it can be anything. It can be a carbohydrate, it can be a fatty acid, it can be a protein, it can be anything. So we can determine that substrate based on the RQ value, that what that substrate is. If you look at this for aerobic respiration equation here, what is here? So C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives rise to what? 6 molecules of CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy in the form of ATP. Now here in this reaction, there are how many CO2 are produced? 6 molecules. Yes, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide are produced. And how many molecules of oxygen are consumed here? 6 molecules of oxygen are consumed. Now, if you apply the formula here, the RQ value is 6 molecules of CO2 produced by 6 molecules of oxygen released. So, 6 molecules of oxygen consumed. Yes. So 6 by 6, what is the value we get? Yes. Since it is 1, we call it as it's a carbohydrate. Now in this picture you can see here that different, this is the basic formula and respiratory quotient formula. Yes. So where volume of CO2 consumed evolved by volume of CO2 consumed. Now if you look in the case of active value in the case of what? Carbohydrates. So carbohydrates, we take glucose as example, where C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives rise to 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. Now, if you apply the RQ formula, Q value for glucose is what? 6 molecules of, how many molecules of CO2 are involved? 6 molecules, yeah? So, 6 molecules of CO2 are involved. By how many molecules of O2 consumed? 6 molecules of O2 are consumed. So 6. 6 by 6, the value is 1. So that is for carbohydrates. Now RQ value for an organic acid. For example, we take malic acid. So malic acid C4H6O5 plus 3O2 gives rise to 4,6CO2, so 4CO2 and 3H2 along with energy. Now if you apply the formula here, malic acid, okay, what is the formula? How many CO2 are released? It is 4 molecules. Yes. How many oxygen are consumed? 3 molecules. So 4 by 3, what value we get? We get 1.33, which is more than. In this case, organic acids, if the RQ value is more than, then we can say that it is an organic acid substrate. So another thing, so here the respiratory quotient fatty acids. Now, fatty acids, say here examples, palmitic acid, yes, C16H32O. Here plus 11 gives rise to C12H22O and the 4 carbon dioxide. Now, the respiratory quotient of palmitic acid, how many carbon dioxide? Leaves is 4. How many oxygens? So 4 by 11, what's the value we get? We get 0. That. So therefore we can say it is a fatty acid. Okay, in this case, palmitic acid, we can take seeds of the seed germination process. You can see in the groundnut, it can be seen in mustard, castor, so on. Where during the seed germination process, respiration of course, some palmitic acid is used and aerobic respiration. Now, till now we saw this all these values. One, 10, 10. Can anybody say here that IQ value is finite? Yes, finite. In which case, there are four options. First is aerobic respiration, second is third is carbohydrate. Can any of you just tell me what is the option? Which case we get the respiratory quotient value, RQ value as finite? You can give your answers in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and tell the answer. Yes, any of you. Yes, just tell me your answer. Whether all these four options, what can it be? The aerobic respiration, aerobic carbohydrate, or none. In which case it is that RQ value is infinite. Yes, just tell me your answer. Option, is it 1 or 2 or 3, 4? Yes, anybody? I hope all of you are listening.
Hello?
Yes. What is the answer?
Anaerobic respiration.
Ana-
Anaerobic respiration.
Yes, yes. You are correct, Shyam. Yeah. So it is the right answer is anaerobic respiration. So here in all these previous cases, all these cases come under aerobic respiration category. Yeah, where oxygen is involved. All these things, oxygen is involved, and there that the substrate is oxidized. Okay, in the presence of oxygen, it is broken down. But so here even the answer won't be aerobic respiration. The answer would be carbohydrate, and it is not one of these. It is anaerobic respiration. How anaerobic respiration? You see here. Well, this is the glucose, C6H12. It is an anaerobic respiration, then it occurs in absence of oxygen. So what are the products we get? We get 2CO2, alcohol. So if we apply the RQ value of glucose in what is this formula? How many molecules of CO2 are released? Yeah. So two molecules of CO2 are released by how many molecules of O2 are consumed means it is zero. Yeah, zero. So 2 by 0 answer is infinity. Yes, that's the reason. Anaerobic respiration it is infinite. Sometimes they ask entrance exams, so you should remember this. Yes. Now here, if you see here, this RQ represents types of respiration. Yes. Now here, if the RQ value is less than, say it is a aerobic respiration, and if RQ value is equals to 1, say is also aerobic respiration, and if RQ value is more than 1, it is a aerobic respiration. Yes, depending on the value, you can say that whether it's aerobic or anaerobic. Same way here, if the RQ value is low value of RQ that is less than 1 indicates that aerobic respiration is carried out. Second thing, plants absorb carbon dioxide to carry out photosynthesis. Third, animals utilize carbon, okay, calcium, calcareous shell. So all these things occur when there is the RQ value is less than. And the case where RQ value is high, that is when indicates what? Indicates that it is an anaerobic respiration that is being carried out. Second, conversion of carbohydrates into fats, hibernation. Third, process of large molecular storage. So all these activities can be done when the RQ value is more than, it is very, if it is low, now that's all about the RQ value. So I will stop here. Our next class will be factors responsible in respiration. So for today, I stop here. So anybody wants to ask anything till now, respiration, so that we will just have a general discussion. I hope all of you have gone through the all the processes that we have discussed in respiration. That is the right from glycolysis, the link reaction, Krebs cycle, electron transport system, then the balance sheet of aerobic respiration, ATPs are produced at what stages, then the anaerobic respiration. All these are important topics for your examination, say question, short answers. Yes. So you have to thoroughly go through all these pathways and cycles and enzymes and so on. Yes. So all of you just switch on your video so that I can take a screenshot. Yes, all of you can you please switch on your videos. Mary Vishnu. Okay, anyway, okay, you can switch off your videos. Anybody wants to ask anything? No questions, then I shall end the class for today here. We will meet in our next class. I shall share the PPT and